There are many forms of grief, and maybe you've heard of the 5 stages of grief by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross and David Kessler. Although divorce is different from losing a loved one, the grieving process still applies during and after divorce. Depending on personality, personal situation, and many other factors, everyone handles the grieving process in their own unique way. And when it comes to divorce, depending on whether you've chosen mediation, litigation, arbitration, or collaboration, there'll be many different emotions that you're likely to experience through the divorce process. Now, each of the 5 emotional stages can be defined and discussed at great length. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to outline the 5 stages of divorce briefly so that you know what to expect. The first stage, the emotional stage of divorce, is denial. And denial can appear in many forms depending on whether you initiated your divorce or you're the respondent, or if the decision to separate was mutual. Usually after someone has worked with or worked through the denial stage, that's when the shock sets in. After denial, a person finally realizes that everything that is happening is real. And once you realize that what is happening is real, you might experience some feelings of shock. And after shock comes anger. People can be angry for many reasons. The onset of anger can also happen more than one time, and for different reasons. For example, some feel anger at themselves for letting things get to where they are now, or anger at their soon-to-be ex, or anger at the people who they thought were their friends, or anger at their family for various reasons, or even just plain anger at the world for no specific reason. Everybody's different. And then there's the negotiation stage. When someone asks me how long their divorce process is going to take, or how much it's going to cost them, my answer is always, it depends on you. Depending on ego, anger, outside influences, pride, and many other factors, people usually embark on the divorce process with one frame of mind, which is to fight, to get revenge, or get as much out of the settlement as you possibly can. But inevitably, after people have gone through the first few stages of emotions, and depending on your soon-to-be ex and how you handle things, you'll reach a point where you say, enough is enough, or I'm done with all this. And that leads to the negotiation stage. That's when you realize your mental health, your peace of mind, which in turn affects your physical health, and your energy, and everything else in your world becomes more important than the bickering and the fighting, and then you're willing to negotiate a settlement that you're prepared to live with. When many actually arrive at this stage, it depends on how well they deal with the anger stage, and of course, the depression stage. Unlike people who suffer from depression on an ongoing basis, the depression stage of divorce refers to feelings depressed due to your change in surroundings and circumstances, and your coping skills, and other factors specific to the divorce process. Finally, there's the acceptance stage. And after you've overcome the roller coaster of emotions, you'll eventually come to accept what is, and find that motivation and determination that you need to move on. At this point, you're usually able to make better decisions and do what's best for you and for your family or for your children. If you have questions about your own divorce or the different emotions that you might be experiencing, feel free to email me, mike@thedivorceguide.ca, and I'd be happy to help you out or put you in touch with the right professionals who can answer your questions further. Also, be sure to check out my friends at Divorce Specialist Group. You're never obligated to work with anyone there, but they do have the highest standards and the best professionals in town. They also have a free divorce checklist that you can download. It's very helpful. And don't forget to subscribe.